Welcome back. Let's talk about a meditation technique using your own breath. Now, did you know that you have like thousands and thousands of thoughts crossing your mind every day? Many people are even surprised to hear this number. Now, this is because they're so identified with their thoughts that they don't really see them changing. Now, there's an elevated part of you called the self that's not changing and it's separate from these thoughts. In fact, many people say that they've never experienced the self. In fact, they think self is just a concept for some spiritual type people. Actually, self is not a concept, but a real thing. Let me explain. Now, if somebody asked you to pause and reflect and separate these thoughts, you can easily do it. You can tell, I was thinking about this and now I'm thinking about something else. So how were you able to tell one thought from another? Internally, you elevated to that self which is unchanging, and once you were there, you were able to see these two thoughts separate from each other. So self is a real thing, nothing spiritual about it. Religious people call it by different names though. They call it as soul, spirit, awareness, but they all mean the same thing. Now meditation is about helping you get to this inner self. And why is there so much yearning to get to this self? Because this self is the source of all joy, love, bliss, and everything that really matters in life. There are many meditation techniques to help you get to this inner center of self. Today I'm going to talk about one such meditation technique, using your own breath. You may have not realized, but your incoming breath and outgoing breath are not two different breaths. They are two parts of the same breath and they intersect at the self. There's a small gap between the incoming breath and the outgoing breath where it crosses the self. But the gap is of such a short duration that you never observe it. This meditation is all about making you aware of the gap and thus yourself. You don't need to change your breath in any way. You just have to observe it, but bring all your awareness to it. Watch the breath coming in. Feel the passage of the breath as it touches the nostrils on the way in. Then go inwards with it. Initially you might lose it as it goes inwards, but very soon you will be with it as soon as it touches your nostrils on the way out. After several days of practice, you'll be able to go more inwards with the breath. Remember to bring all your awareness to it. And don't move ahead in the anticipation of the gap. Just be with the breath. In fact, be the breath. Buddha attained enlightenment using this meditation technique. He called it Anapanasati Yoga. But when he taught it to his disciples, he never emphasized on the gap because he knew if he talked about the gap, it'll create a desire in your mind to achieve the gap so you may move ahead of the breath. And if you move ahead of the breath, you'll miss the gap. So he emphasized on just being with the breath, because if you're with the breath, the gap will automatically be realized. This is really true because in full awareness, you can never miss the gap. Because awareness or the self is a continuous thing. It doesn't have any breaks. So if you're in full awareness, you would definitely see the gap. And that gap is the self. But you have to practice daily and not give up. Once you've realized yourself, you'll feel the bliss. Come learn more about it at Joy Yoga. Reach out to us using the link below. And thank you for watching.